Morning guys, happy Wednesday to you. This is the Fusion 360 video to do our linkage arm today. This is the picture I've got of it with the dimensions in the center of the screen here. Looks relatively simple, but it has some outstanding geometry in it, or geometric constraints rather, that need to be specific. I can see by this that I have two holes with the same center line for the entire object. And they've printed this wrong. What they've printed is a diameter of 0.128 through, should say times 2. It should not say typical. Typical is relative to a feature, not a hole. But that's neither here nor there. This here, the height on the web of this linkage arm is 1/4 inch, and the thickness is 0.125. We've got a radius of the outer circles of 0.1875, and from center line of circles to center line of circles we have 3.5 inches right here. So I'm going to drag this off screen right now, and I am going to create a new document, or a new thing. Before I start, save it as linkage arm. And I'm going to start with a new sketch, and I'm going to put it on the front plane. Okay, now I'm going to start with a center diameter circle, and I'm going to put it on the horizontal vertical line, and it tells me that both of these holes need to be a 0.128 diameter hole. Let me just check my dimension on that to make sure. This is okay. This is my hole. It ought to be 1.121. 128. There. Now I need to put another circle somewhere over here and make that 0.128 as well. Now if I zoom in on these, what I want to do before I go any further is set the center to center dimension on these to be 3.5 inches. Alright. So I got my two holes, 0.35 inches from center of hole to center of hole. Now I'm going to create two circles that have a diameter of 0.1875 times 2. So center point circle, and I'm going to click in the center of the existing circle. Come out here. Darn it. Going backwards. Center point circle. Same center. Type 0.1875 times 2. And that's 0.375. Do the same thing on the other side, which is coincidentally 3/8 of an inch. 0.375. Okay. So what I have now is these two circles on the outside part that are both on the horizontal line and 3.5 inches center to center. Now, what I want is, I would like to use a construction line. And I don't know where the construction, that's going to be symmetry. Tools, modify, fillet, trim, extend, break, sketch scale. Parameters. Give me 1 second here. I'm looking for a construction line. Construction. Let me try and put a line. Click on line first. And that's not... Ooh. Clicking on that allows me to draw a construction line, which won't be part of the sketch. Okay? And when I draw this out, drag this out over here, you can see that the line is a dashed line. It's not a solid line. So this is called a construction line, and it's used in aiding you in geometry without actually creating a line. So I have one from out here, past the circle, right through the center line of both circles, all the way out here. Because what I want to do is I want the web that's 0.25 inches here, I want this to be half of this parallel to the center line here and half of it parallel to the center line on the bottom. Giving myself that construction line allows me to create components without drawing an actual line. So I'm just clicking here past the circle and going right past the circle there. Oops. I didn't want a construction line there. I wanted a regular line. So I'm clicking on it and then turning off the construction line so it's a real line, part of the geometry of the part. Now I'm going to dimension from that construction line up to that line, and I want that to be 0.125, or 0.25 divided by 2, which is 0.125 anyways. And then I'm going to go back to solid line, turn the construction line off, and start out here past the circle, and go right past the circle again, keeping it parallel. You can see the parallel marks right here with the other two lines. So now I'm going to dimension that from the construction line down to that line. It'd be the same thing, 0.125. That'll give us a total dimension of 0.25 as they wanted. Now I got a little bit of trimming I got to do here to get rid of some of these parts. So I'm going to come up to the tool ribbon under Modify Tools and click on those scissors. And I'm going to click these extra parts that you don't see in the drawing. Constraints are adapted, I know that, and I don't care. Delete my constraints. There. Now what we have is our entire geometry for our linkage arm here. This linkage arm is going to connect our two wheels on the train. What that allows for is only one set of your wheels to actually be driven by the engine, and as the engines turn, those two wheels turn, but they in turn turn the other wheels without being attached to the engine. Okay, so I'm going to click Finish Sketch, and then I'm going to come up to the Extrude feature and click on the profile, and I am going to set a thickness of 0.125. Now, if I was really concerned about the strength of this part, this line here that goes between the radius and the flat, I would get rid of that and I would put a fillet in there. That's where the part's going to break. That's where the stress fracture will come into place. I'm going to show you a little bit more about that in a video tomorrow on finite element analysis and how we would test these. But I'm not going to make you guys do that. So I'm going to come up here, click Save, click OK, and this is our part. This is our linkage arm. This is what I need you to do for today, and I need this to be done by tomorrow. This and the smokestack will be your student participation for the week, but I'm going to have a video for you to watch anyways. So check in again tomorrow, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks even more for doing the work.